taka, hiya, 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 taka, hiya, 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 you kind of can't mess it up. So, take a break if you need to. And drink water too, I should be saying that. It is getting kind of hot out. And this kind of does get you a little bit. So, basically you guys are playing a didgeridoo. I don't know what to say about that, you know. Congratulations. So, I don't know. Let's see. Are there any questions with anything we've done so far? Yes, sir.
Is it better if your lips are moist or not?
Personally, better dry than moist. But, I don't know. I mean, this is an experiential thing. For the people that played, I mean, like, dry? Yeah. Somewhere in the middle? Yeah. I mean, to me, like, I think it depends on the instrument. You know, like, these things are so weird, like, I mean, it might feel better to play this thing with it wet. But, like, with ones with bigger mouthpieces and, like, the rubber mouthpiece, it might get a little slippery at times. But, I mean, I don't know. I have one that's just raw wood on the end, and that one kind of, like, is a little too dry. But some of these other ones, like these leather ones, I mean, if it gets wet, I mean, it's literally, like, all over the place, and it's not very nice. And those things, I don't know. I mean, it's plastic, so it's probably pretty slick enough to begin with. Just. You know, it's really kind of just the same. I mean, the diaphragm is always going to be to basically push more volume out and give like more of a percussive element. So, you know, it's like pronouncing things softer with your diaphragm. Like think more like soft panting. You know, like you can throw these things out there, and it is purely just volume changes and pressure changes. Because depending on the instrument, I probably can't recreate it now. But some of them, like once you do like a really big diaphragm push, it's almost like it blows out the rest of the sound, and it's just like a pop. You know what I mean? It's just like a. It's literally just like those he. Those are all diaphragm pushes. And then it just depends on how hard. And it really depends on the instrument too. Like that's where it's like, some of these things, well, let me just use the ones that I got here as an example. This one here. I'm doing pretty heavy pushes. But the sound still carries because this thing really likes to drone for some reason. This one has a bigger mouthpiece, so my lips fit in it differently, so it still carries a drone, where this one here, I'm not sure. Yeah, this one drops out. Oh yeah. Yeah, the diaphragm is total, like, deep breathing. Excuse me. So I recommend that practice like individually, you know what I mean? Like just kind of on its own if you're going to be doing that. Because it's literally like, I mean, think of it as exercise, you know what I mean? Like you literally want to, yeah, like yoga, deep yoga breathing and some other exercises. Soft. You know, yeah, it's not pushing through. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the wind. Sometimes even atmospheric changes really happen. Like if I play this on stage, like literally at this one place I play at in Fort Myers, I can almost not even play that. The sound pressure from a subwoofer cancels out the the sound, not just the sound, but really like you have the standing wave, yeah. So once you get into the science of it, the standing wave, it cancels the standing wave, and I got to blow basically twice as hard on this instrument, which is hard, to get that sound to even happen. Like, it's crazy. It really is awesome. I love playing there. It's just not with that thing. It's like, damn it, this is a song where I really need that ditch to be heard, and it's like, it's very heard. It's like, I dropped out. It's like, man, you stopped, you messed up. That's pretty good. So, yes.
So does the instrument need to be round inside to make good sound?
No. Honestly, there is no perfect sound or perfect instrument, you know, as far as the shape goes. I mean, this thing is kind of, it's just so short and so sterile. You know, there's no volume change or change to the standing wave on the inside. So it's like, when it stacks up, it literally just stacks up flat compared to, like, I don't know. When you get into the physics of it, like when you have a tapered instrument, like the bubbles, the donuts that get compressed actually change shape, and that's what really matters. So the sound that you hear, like even if it's just a standard taper like this thing here, that's a lower note though. Do you remember what that is? Can you play it for a second? So that's D. Yeah, it's somewhere. That's a lower note.
It is.
Oh, because it has the extension on it. Oh, okay. Or did it break? But anyway, the inside, I mean, the inside matters on the instrument that you're playing, but it's not like the only thing that's really going to make or break it. Oh, okay, wow, that's somewhere around a C. Yeah?
C sharp.
So, pat myself on the back for that one. I was like, it sounds close to D, but it's like, yeah, it's right in the middle, so okay. So, but anyway, so it's like, the sound will have better characteristics with all the other stuff, but this thing is just literally like, I mean, it's like 1-inch PVC. It's like so sterile. And this is what I was talking about before. Like you can have like a while of it, like 3/4 inch, and then blow it out bigger, and then it like, you know, has a different tone. But then again, you know what you're making. So, but anyway, so if you actually make it, like if you take a PVC pipe and you really mangle it up, like the one that the lady was sitting here, hers was pretty cool. Like it makes the PVC pipe sound phenomenal. And I've literally heard PVC pipes that were concert quality as far as I'm concerned. So it's always the sound. You just take a lot of work, you know, messing around with heat. But as far as the diaphragm goes, like all this stuff is just like little subtle things to add into whatever you're doing. But in the beginning, it's like just start off really simple. Like if you're playing with the drum circle, especially in the beginning, like if there's a good downbeat going, or you're just near somebody where you can at least just follow their thing, then it's like just literally pick a pattern and just repeat that pattern and just keep repeating that pattern. And once you're really comfortable with the pattern, add one thing to it. You know, and then once you're comfortable adding that one thing to it, just like the techno song thing, just try and add a third thing and see how it works. So just keep on repeating those patterns. And for us, I mean, since we don't have like a cultural context for the instrument, that's where it's kind of hard, because like if you were telling a story about, like, say, an alligator that comes out and gets the guy who's camping next to the water, you know, and all this other stuff, and the kookaburra flies over, and like you can literally make the song. And I mean, like there are songs where it's literally like that. I mean, you can go on YouTube and see like these videos of Aboriginals playing these songs, and there's festivals in Australia, the same thing. Like their culture is a little bit different than ours on multiple levels, but like they have a festival where it's like, it's how to be as original, not unique, but I mean like to original to the actual thing, with the dancing, with the playing of the didgeridoo, because the didgeridoo is like an important part of that, but it's not the only thing to that. There's this whole aspect of it. So keeping the original context is extremely important. But for us, it's like different. You know, we're just literally making music and noise. You know, as far as they're concerned. You know, it's like interpretive dance. Think of it that way. It's like interpretive dance with a PVC pipe or a piece of wood or carbon fiber. You know, so, and that's really it. So it's mostly just having fun with that. Now, there's other stuff. I mean, like, you know, especially with Vanessa over there. You know, it's like once you start getting to the healing side of this thing, I mean, like you can go into a whole entire world of the instrument that is just out there. I mean, I've done research before with actual scientific stuff and spent tons of money, like studying like sound healing, and I can show you all sorts of data on charts and things, and it can show you everything. And we did like 3 sessions with each person, and we did it over time. So we did a certain session with a specific note of the instrument for a very specific duration of time. We had them sit there and then get a reading, and then we had them go and sit for 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes get a reading, and then over this other thing, like I think it was like a half hour or an hour they had a reading. I don't remember the details of the study that we did. And you could clearly see on these charts that we did, which all involved Carillion photography and all this other goofy stuff, and you could see like a really tangible thing. But it's kind of like getting a massage, you know what I mean? It's like there's no real science behind it, and it feels good. It works. It's awesome.
But,
Yeah.
you know, the other side of that, as a practice of playing the didge, I mean, breath work, it's
Oh,
the
breath, yeah.
cleanser of life, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can imagine what that does, even if you don't sound great, by just
Oh, yeah.
contributing, and the practice of this must be epic, you know?
It is. I mean, and you know this, but I mean, like when you're doing energy work, I mean, once you add like the instrument, so you got the multiple level stuff on there, and it's like I used to do a lot of that stuff, and I don't really do it anymore because like it takes a lot out of you. And when you're really, really doing, I don't want to say real energy work, but when you're putting energy work behind it, like it's exhausting. So I mean, like sitting there, like I mean, we did some metaphysical fairs, and like, I mean, it was like nightmare scenarios as far as healer stuff goes. I mean, like literally, I'm sitting there bleeding, and it takes me 3 weeks to recover from the stupid 8-hour session that, you know, they were thinking we're stealing from this thing, and it's like, you what? Like we got paid with tickets. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, this is stupid. You think we're, anyway, that's a whole other thing. But meanwhile, like my face is bleeding, like energetically, I'm completely drained. Hey, what's up, little buddy? Is that a stick bug? Where did it come from?
I saw it coming in from here.
Really?
The babies think that.
I don't know. Hey, it can fly. I don't know. Not going to judge. But anyway, you know, the ditch could be a powerful tool. You know what I mean? It really is. And like once you get into the frequencies and the notes, and it's like, I don't know. It's like I might be able to partake in some of that stuff tonight since I actually don't have to run sound for it all. So it's like I don't get to play that often. But like when you're doing like sound healing and stuff like that with it, I mean, like the instrument that you play really matters. So it's like not just the note. You know, the instrument matters to a certain extent, but like the note that you play has a specific shape and it penetrates the body on a certain level. And you know, depending on, I don't know, this is where I got friends who are in the scientific community, like they're professors and stuff like that, and study this stuff. But it's like, when you look at like the vibrational frequencies that happen on a mitochondrial level that they're just doing now, which is stuff that I was actually trying to get funding for 20 years ago, and they were like, you know, hippie BS, you know, blah, blah. But now you can buy the product that does that, and then now it's a special therapy that your insurance will cover. And like, yeah, there's children present.
Nobody really wants to, you know, put their name on the line, but kind of across the board with all the science, sound healing is like 95% success rate.
Yeah.
It's like, and finally, it's building.
Yeah, it's building back up again.
For people to want to pay attention.
Yeah, I mean, me and Clint were talking about that the other day too. I mean, because like you're seeing a resurgence of all that stuff. Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's tangible. You can't prove it, but if it feel like seriously, if you feel good after you do it, like it's probably good for you.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. It's good that it's coming back around again. But I mean, like I don't know. We'll see. Technology, you know, it's like how to record the things that are unseen, and it's hard, but one day we'll be there, and didgeridoo players will be liked. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah. So anyway, so in our context that we normally play, like especially out there, it's really just finding a pattern, repeating it, and stuff like that, and trying not to get frustrated with it. Circular breathing. Oh, I'll touch on that really quick. So basically, with circular breathing, it's anytime you need to take a breath. Like whenever you're playing and you need to take that breath, just do it fast. Relax your face. Just take a quick breath in. It's super fast. It's not long. You can do long, but I mean, you got to think of that almost like Tai Chi breathing, where you're doing like this whole, long duration inhales and exhales, but you have to have really superb control of your mouth in order to do that. But it's just super quick. Just, and then literally if you just, if you keep it super short, it will probably happen. Keep your face relaxed, at least in the beginning, and don't think about it. I call it defocused temporal perception. So be distracted. Like if you're watching TV, just play and be completely distracted and have fun and keep your face relaxed. Don't try and be serious about it, and it will probably happen. And literally in the last 10 years, out of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that I've instructed, like 95% of them, like I did that and it worked. And I'm like, that sucks, because that didn't work for me.
You're breathing through your nose.
Always through your nose. Yeah, that would be nasty after a while, breathing into the instrument. Not recommended at all.
Do you breathe in both nostrils?
If they work, only one of mine usually work. It's like broken nose so many times that, I mean, I don't have my breathing strip on, but like literally like the fast playing that I do, if I don't have a breathing strip on, I can't get enough air through the nose. Like, yeah, don't break your nose, kids. That's all I do. Especially multiple times. Don't block punches with your face either. It's like, yeah, I didn't learn that. Even after 2 world championships. But anyway, so any other questions? I mean, I know there's a lot.
So if you want to dampen a drum, you can jam a towel into it. Is there any trick to dampening a didgeridoo if you have neighbors that are in the same building?
Oh,
You like put a clamp on it? Because most of the sound's coming from the instrument itself vibrating.
now it's just coming out of the bottom. I mean, honestly, I recommend playing in the bathroom. It's like if you really have people that don't like it, play it in the bathroom. And honestly, like it's funny, like back in my metaphysical days, because like that's the world I lived in before I did all the other stuff. We would give each other sound baths, like literally sound baths. You can get in the bathtub or in the shower if it's a stand-up shower, and it's amazing because like you have not just the sound, but you have the tangible reverberation. So you're literally just sitting in this like weird echo chamber, and it's you're just droning for the most part at that point. But yeah, I mean, I used to when I first started playing this, the girl that I lived with at the time, not Tatiana, I love you, baby. She hated this thing with a passion. I mean, a passion. And I played in the bathroom. That was it. Like I was locked in the bathroom, and that's the only place I could play. And usually I could hear the front door slam after a while. So. Yeah.
I hope you weren't on the toilet seat at the same time.
You can if you want to. Don't recommend it. Just wash your hands, please. But the bathroom is a great place because usually there's tile and other stuff, and then usually they back the bathrooms up. So it's like unless your neighbor's in the bathroom at the same time as you, going, "What's Bob doing now?" But you shouldn't have too much of a problem because I mean if it's acoustic, But I mean if you are having problems. Relocation should be an option. Yes, ma'am.
When I was learning, I wanted to be gentle to people because I suck really bad. And I would go out in the car and put the seat way back and set it on the dashboard. And
I'm sure that didn't draw attention.
I live, quite literally. I'm talking about the people in my household.
Oh, okay.
And I would just go out in the car, so the car's a great place.
Yeah, I mean, if you have problems, you gotta make do. But I mean, it's an opportunity to go to a park or somewhere else. Honestly, you'll probably meet friends and be like, whoa. And next thing you know, like you have a band going because that guy brought a djembe for some reason. And next thing you know, like there's a flute person that shows up, and it's like you're running around. But I don't know. I mean, the big thing is try not to get frustrated. Blow gentle. Embouchure. Blow gentle. Unless you don't want to. But be consistent. You know what I mean? Like literally, like if you practice even 3 minutes a day, like your lips and your everything should be consistent. And then when you pick it up, you can literally right away without trying to fuss with that. And it's like the more you do it, I don't want to say the easier it gets, but it's like you get such entrainment that you're just not even you don't play anymore. You're really just breathing. So all of this stuff is literally just breathing. So every rhythm that you play is really just a different breath, even if you're not realizing it. So it's crazy. It's like, I find myself like at the drum circle, just, actually I think Casey was mentioning it earlier, like breathe. Like, you know, you want to relax and breathe. And it's literally the same thing. I mean, it's just different. So it's like you hear the rhythm and you start literally like exhaling to it. And even like me hiking through the Andes, like out of breath, all of a sudden I started like breathing like African rhythms, as silly as it sounds. And I don't want to say that cured, you know, everything going on, but I mean, I was forcing myself to respire on rhythms, and literally like I had more air, I had more energy, and then when I was entertaining myself, I was really bored on this one aspect of the hike, but literally it was hard, and I was just going. And you could probably ask Tatiana, last time we went running, when my knees weren't killing me, and I started doing that while we were running, and it was the same thing. It was kind of hard because the rhythm's all off. You know, you're not just like trudge, 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 trudge. It was just so it's just a little bit extra. So, you know, but I don't know. It's just play often. You know, don't take it too seriously because I mean it's hard. You know, it's like. You know, the rhythms he's teaching, Casey's teaching, you know, they're pretty tough, but you got to take your time. But this thing, it's like if your lips aren't there, they'll get there. Just give it a little bit of time. But don't hit the cat or your neighbor. So, anyway, I don't know. Anything else? Sure, I would love to. What time does the next workshop start? 2:30. Okay, we got like a couple minutes. Who's running that one? Oh, okay. I just know it's like Audrey Workshop. Like, okay, there's no names. I don't get any special information. Huh? Boron. Oh, okay, sorry. I'm in a totally different mode, man. I'm a moron? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I play the didgeridoo too much. So it's like brain damage, I think. So anyway. Sorry. Keep forgetting there's a microphone over there. So yeah, I don't know. So once again, just whatever you do it on a beat, and we'll just go for a few minutes and see where it goes. And feel free seriously, you know, like I'm here all day long doing whatever. So if you got questions, now is your opportunity to ask questions. Not right now, but you know, like Paralounge. Just hit me up. Like I know I look like I'm busy, but I'll always make time, and you might have to follow me for a second. But you know, so it's like, you know, you're taking notes, so you're like serious about it. So it's like, but seriously, like this is like a communicative experience. You know what I mean? So like, hit up all the Didge people. Go make sure you visit Richard down there. Play his instruments. Not to, you know, to buy. I mean, they are for sale, but I mean, but playing all the instruments, you know, really like is important. Because the sterile PVC is kind of hard. And you could keep these if you really want them. Oh yeah, and remember, Jerome? Is it? Oh, okay. I'm horrible at names. Even though it's like literally almost my name, it's like I still can't remember. It's like Jerome. So anyway, but you know, like try these, you know, if he's willing to let you try them. I have some alcohol spray there, so like feel free to like just a couple squirts and then you're protected against random things. Yes. Cleaning tips? Well, like things like that, literally, you could just run it in the shower. Yep, like literally. I mean, like you don't need to clean it with soap or anything like that. But I mean, if it does start getting stinky, cleaning it out with rubbing alcohol. You know, like put a rag or a napkin and stick it up there. It's pretty good. Wood ones are a little bit hard because it's all like channels. But it's like if it's like sealed on the inside or out, you can easily clean it however you want to with like hot water and stuff like that. Not boiling water, just hot water. Leather, I would not put anything in it. Wood ones, I would not either. If they're unfinished on the inside, don't put water in there. It's literally just kind of like rubbing alcohol and hope for the best. And, you know, don't eat sandwiches before you play. You know, like literally, it like sounds goofy, but it's like you don't want food in there. It gets bad. Yep. But yeah, if you want to keep these student instruments, feel free. If not, just toss them back in the bag. And I am going to make sure Linda's ready to go. Who gave me these? Was it you that gave me these? Oh, okay. Cool. I'm like, I know I got him. But yeah, once again, questions, you know, I'm always online, so you can always feel free to hit me up there too. Just be careful on my page, I'm weird. So.
You think that's okay?